and thank you so much for being here on this fabulous family weekend. How many of you were at the game today? Woo! Yeah, somebody said Roll Scots. Yeah, the scoreboard reflected that for sure. Thank you all so much for being here. It was a hot one. Majority of the students you see behind me, as well as students that are with the crowd, you'll see momentarily, were out in the sun all day. It was very hot, so I think they deserve a tremendous round of applause. This fine music that you've heard already and will continue to hear. I will keep my remarks brief, but there's a few things I want to tell you about. First thing, you heard the hymn that opened the concert, and of course, Flaming White Crimson will close the concert. If you look at the year for Goodrich, the professor that originally penned the Monmouth College hymn, I checked every source I could imagine, and I'm technically a scholar. I'm a music professor, but I consider myself an academic. I could not find his death year. So if anybody knows when Goodrich passed away, I know it was after 1923 because that's when he wrote the hymn. But please let me know after the concert. That setting is of course arranged by one of our alums, Ty Otto, who's in the audience now. So it's always wonderful to have so many alumni as well as family and everybody come visit for Family Weekend. So the second piece you heard is a new modern band standard, Stillwater by Elijah Dutton. It's heavily inspired by like sort of pseudo-esque taiko drumming, or like if you know the Studio Ghibli movies, very much within that soundtrack. But the piece itself is written for, imagine this lake up in like Minnesota or Wisconsin, and it's frozen over just enough. Okay, in the winter, not enough that you want to stand on it, don't stand on it, but enough that as you get close to it, the funny thing about this specific lake is you can always kind of hear the current under it. And so, so too is this frozen sort of lake with this deep sort of undulating undercurrent that's more than what is seen at the surface, so too are human beings. Often the fronts we put on are much shallower and more brittle to what is truly deeply affecting us. So I hope you heard that within the music. This last piece we'll do is called Polly Oliver. It's an old folk tune. Basically what happens in this one is it's fabulously set for wind band, which you're about to hear, but it's a folk tune about a woman who, instead of the old folk story of the woman is, woe is me, my lover has gone to war, and I am left nothing without my man. Instead, Polly Oliver takes up arms and enlists and takes fate into her own hands. So for how old that folk tune is, I think that's just incredibly important. And I promise you, this is one of the only pieces that Thomas Root ever wrote for band, one of the most famous that he did. And it's very, very nice. It has sort of a fall kind of feel to it, so I hope you enjoy the Wind Ensemble's presentation of Polly Oliver. Following that, we'll have a brief set change. It's not really an intermission, but a set change to make way for the crowd. So once again, thank you so much for being here. We've got a calendar of events and stuff, and all sorts of things. Hope to see you in the future. Thank you.
This is the Monmouth College Chamber Choir. This is a subset of chorale, so these students are also in chorale. And chamber choir, we do all kinds of different music, lots of variety. For our fall concert coming up on October 4th, we're going to do a sort of crazy, wild and crazy version of this Philippine folk song. We're going to do a really fun Cuban jazzy piece, a very pretty arrangement of kind of a pop song, and then we're also going to do this song, which is a Renaissance motet, which is the most classical of the pieces we're going to do on the concert. So this is Sicut Cerus by Renaissance composer Palestrina, and it's in Latin, and the text is, as the deer longs for the streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O Lord. And slower Renaissance motets generally have a very serene and flowing quality, and so you'll hear this. And you'll also hear something called polyphonic imitation. So you have, it's sort of like a fancy round. So you have one voice coming in, you have another voice imitating it, sort of a modified version of that. So you hear that throughout. So it sounds a little bit complex in terms of hearing 4 different melody lines throughout. But it's very beautiful, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So this is the Monmouth College Chorale. We have a whole bunch of new people with us this year. Raise your hand if you are new to chorale this year. Look at them. So many. A bunch of them are freshmen. Some of them are. Raise your hand if you're a freshman and you're new. So lots of freshmen, but some other people have joined us later. So it's going to be. It's exciting to have all these new people and. We are looking forward to great things to come. There's tons and tons of potential in the group. And of course, this family weekend concert for all of this, this is really early in the semester, so it's kind of a preview of things we've been working on, and but it's truly exciting to have so many talented new people with us. That was Bright Morning Stars. It's an Appalachian folk song, arrangement of that. And I also, before we do our last song, I want to plug a couple things. In the program, it has upcoming concerts. So we will do these pieces and some other really cool, fun, awesome things on our fall choir concert on October 4th. But one thing that chorale does every year is go on tours, and we go on an international tour every 4 years. So we went to Greece in spring of 2024. The next international one will be 2028. But this spring break we're going to New Orleans, which is going to be really, really fun and exciting. And so we always are looking for money. And so we do various fundraisers, we have trivia nights, we have spaghetti dinners, we wash cars, and so it raises money, but it's also, you know, we're always looking for ways for us to kind of become closer as a group, do choir bonding kinds of things. So I wanted to plug a couple things coming up. Our trivia night, which is a trivia night plus, it's called Guess That Groove. And there's a little bit of Name That Tune, a little bit of music trivia, etc. That's coming up Friday night, September 26th, in just a couple weeks, in the Highlander Room, and you can pay at the door. And then we're already selling tickets for our spaghetti dinner, which is going to be Saturday, November 1st. And we're asking all chorale members to sell tickets for that. So. Please buy tickets from chorale members and support our trip. And thank you very much for coming. It's great to see such a great audience. Here is a fast and fun spiritual called John Saw the Number. And of course, we have to sing A Flame of White and Crimson to close our concert. And so we invite any past choir singers at Monmouth College, any alums to come up and join us. Look at this whole row of people who are about to come and sing. Thank you again for coming, and I hope to see you at our future concerts.
Flickr, the same album and everything.
Awesome, that sounds great.
Yeah, I took over about